Alright guys, good morning. So, not on the thought machine, I got it right here. Sidewalk was a little busy, so I decided I'm gonna sit down and talk about what my topic is today. And yesterday I talked about the power of integrating something into your daily routine that's gonna affect your mindset for the rest of the day in a positive way. For me, that change was riding my bicycle instead of driving my car. And today, what I want to talk about is the power of momentum. And that can be, the power of momentum in your friendships, the power of momentum in your income, the power of momentum in your health. This applies to every area of your life. And the idea is pretty simple. This is what I've realized. This is, what I've kind of acknowledged. In that it's really important to pay attention to your daily actions and how they create momentum, because momentum can be both positive and negative in terms of how it affects your life. So I'm going to share a recent example. Last night I started blogging at about 10 o'clock. That's typically when I do my writing at night. And after about an hour, I was done writing my article. I'd finally finished it, and I decided to make a worksheet that went along with it. That was going to be a really powerful tool. I had already built up that momentum. I had the good ideas flowing. I was productive in my writing. I wasn't distracted. I didn't have the internet open. I was just cruising. I was creating a bunch of momentum, and you know what it was? It was almost impossible to stop. I worked until 3:30 in the morning before I even checked the time. Now, how could I do that, on something that, I wouldn't be able to do that on something that wasn't important to me to begin with, but I wouldn't be able to do that without creating momentum, because that 5 hours that I would have been working on something would have felt so long. But since I had momentum, it was at speed to carry me through that activity. So momentum is a really critical thing. I like to think of it as like an analogy between two trains, right? So you have your one magnet train that's going to go 700 miles an hour, right? And once it gets up to speed, it is flying. Now, imagine if you had to stop that, right? If the brakes gave out and you had to stop it. Well, you might need a lot of track, that's really, really long. It's going to take a really long time for that train to slow down. Whereas if that train's just getting up to speed and it's only at 10 miles an hour, it doesn't have that much momentum. So to stop that train, you're going to need a much shorter distance of track for that to actually slow down. And that's because of how much momentum's built up. It's like my bicycle. I can ride my bike on no hands, and it's just going to carry me if I've built up enough momentum to keep me going down the sidewalk, right? I ride my bike no hands all the way to work because I like to just sit there like this, hang out, and think. And the most critical part is having that momentum built up, because anyone that's ridden a bike knows that once you stop pedaling and the bike stops moving, you're not going to be able to balance on those two wheels. So an area in your life that you're trying to tackle is exactly the same way. You just got to work on those small daily steps without fail, every single day doing it. It might be painful at first, but once you build up that momentum, just the momentum alone is going to carry you through to continue that habit. So that's my thought for the day. Hop back on the bike, go get my coffee, read some of my book, and then hit work. Everyone have a good Wednesday.